Hello everyone and welcome back to round 6 of GCOR. We are at Kota and it's a sprint weekend, so yeah, it should be a very good race. We've only got 10 drivers today, which is a bit of a shame considering we had 19 people turn up at Monaco, but we never thought there'd be that many normally, so I guess it was nice just to have the drivers while we could, but no, it should be very good, and yeah, I think all the main drivers have showed up, which is what we kind of want for the championship. So yeah, it should be a very interesting race. But yeah, Kota doesn't quite normally attract that most of the drivers like. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. And this is just before the summer break, or mid-season break, which we've got next week for 1 week. I unfortunately won't be here for the next 2 weeks, so that's only one stream and one race that unfortunately won't be there. So the Italian sprint race will not be streamed, but we should be back in time for Silverstone in England, which is pretty much half the grid's home race. So that should be good. And yeah, I think Charlie's first driver out, which is lovely to see. Same with the McLaren. Bit slow on exit. See who that was, Smithy, which is not surprising. The Hurricane have a bit of time, but see if you can invite. Not sure we can invite Luigi, unfortunately, as we should be having 11 people then on the grid. Which I guess is not too bad. We've had lower, but it means points are pretty much up for grabs for all the drivers today. So you want to be clean. You want to make sure you don't have any collisions or anything, because there could definitely be points gone in the main race, and could be points gone in the sprint race as well. But now it seems like most of the drivers are coming out. At least the only people back in the pits are those from those teams that have two drivers. So again, that's probably not too important for them to go out, because you kind of want to make a gap between those two. Otherwise they'll get in each other's way. But again, we've only got one load of qualifying for sprint qualifying, so this shouldn't take too long to get done. So that's why everyone's kind of going out quite early. I believe we've only got, I hope so. If not, if we have to do this again, then this will be a bit pointless, but well, there's no reason to go up. I think everyone's going out anyway. And Charlie starts his lap. Again, just taking it tentative, not too bad in the first corner. There, you want to get these laps in, get times on the board. Not bad through the S's. Again, we're getting yellow flags through sectors 2 and 3 as people slow up, so they don't want to get caught in traffic. I think Coward is probably the last one. Oh no, it would be the Ferrari, which is right in front of Charlie, so we might be getting a very nice slipstream from his teammate. Very well planned out by the Ferrari boys. Let's move out the way. Let's try to get a nice slipstream down the main, or the longest straight of this track anyway. Maybe not the main straight, but even still, well done by the two Ferraris. They've done very well there. We should get to try to do a very nice lap then, so don't have that straight line speed advantage. And hopefully you can, maybe, if Chicana stays with him, you can give Chicanas a slipstream going into the first corner. And he's bailed on his lap. I think he might have gone off. Where's the McLaren? There it is. First upper lap goes fast, 1:33.5. I think the Red Bull's next. See how good that lap really is. second off for the Red Bull. Not too bad a lap then from Smithy, as Atomics has been quite close to that, I guess, but again, not what he would have wanted. And Zabra goes very close to pole. Hurricane goes a second faster, pretty much. See how Matt does. Coming across the line. Not a great lap from Matt, but again, these are just the first laps. You want to get a decent time so you're not bogged down when you're trying to get out and quickly. Like Charlie's going to be in a bit of a word of pain for that. Not bad by Cyrax. Not particularly bad time, not particularly great time. Just enough to not be really in the dumps if you have a really bad second lap. Coward fastest. 2 tenths, it will just be the 2 championship contenders really fighting for this pole position. What can Ferrari man do? Oh, goes very wide in the penultimate corner. Goes not too bad. Cuts the corner a little bit, but I'm sure that's fine. And goes 6th again, so not a great lap time by the McLaren driver, Smithy. Luigi still in the garage. Charlie is making up for lost time. He's in the last sector. No, he's in the... oh gosh, he's in... going into the second sector now. Lost everybody else. Will be pitting. Apart from Agent Terry, who's going again. I think a lot of these guys might be going again then, if they've all gone off on fuel, warm up the tyres. Not great through that first corner for the Red Bull. Not too bad through the S's though. Going to sector 2. Not a bad little lap from him so far. Quite clean, quite tidy. Which I guess he needs because he's got obviously got the first lap timing on you to try and propel himself up the order. Again, 12 drivers now, so you cannot put your foot off the gas because if you want to get points, again, 8th place is points for a sprint race. So you will need to try and overtake him to get a good time because we should see Charlie and the 2 fastest set a reasonable lap time. A lot of people pitting now. Whilst I think Atomics is behind him on a lap, but there's nothing Atomics can do to let the Red Bull move because I believe the Red Bull's on a lap. Or they're both following each other. Oh, and he's just broken his front wing. Oh, this is not looking good for the Red Bull. He seems straight into that and hasn't brake going into the pit lane. Not good at all. Ferrari's pitted. Smithy's gone out again. No. Really bad first sector. He's improving at that time. He did do another lap, which I thought the Red Bull would be doing too. Alas, the Red Bull didn't. 0.002 of a second off the Mercedes. But no, Zebra's filling in quite well against, compared to Josh, who came in for 1 race and 1 Monaco, making it our 5th different race winner in 5 different races. So very interesting so far this season. Again, we've had Coward, Hurricane, Atomics, Smithy and Josh. I mean, quite a few different podium sitters as well. But again, going into this weekend, the main 2 drivers that people will be talking about will be Coward and Hurricane. I'll say a 1 point adrift from each other. And Mercedes are out on softs, so we are only doing 1 qualifying session of this, which is not too bad. But I guess everyone's just waiting now to get out on track. Zebra's got a bit of a buffer to a lot of the drivers, so you can take a bit less of the track evolution and instead go for a nicer, cleaner and open track with no drivers about to stop him and get in his way. So again, it's that kind of risk reward. Do you really want to risk it to the last moment? If you're coward, you might just go, shall we just try and maximise this qualifying lap? But obviously he hasn't. Hurricane is following him out, so all these guys are trying to go against about a 1 minute 30 lap time, so it's time to go out now, otherwise you won't really make your way around. Do it again. There's every yes. Going into the penultimate corner. Slow sector 1, so that's going to be all the people coming out, so he's kind of timed this quite well. Especially if Louis doesn't come out now. Should beat the Sauber. And the Sauber's too late anyway. Coming out. He's going to have to get out of the way. Yeah, and it's unfortunate for the Sauber, he will not be... There's Atomic's out for the session. Bad timing for him trying to get that to track position. And that is some corner cutting, trying to keep up, which I think you can do it on outlet. I don't think the game really penalises you for just cutting corners trying to get through. So yeah, not too bad so far for Zebra. We should see as he comes through the timing line, 3 tenths up already, which should get him into third. A lot of yellow flags. Rocky's left. So no, Luigi won't set a lap. Charlie is on for a lap time, which is what we like to see, because obviously he had a messed up lap time just before he crossed the line. But what can Zebra do as the checker flag waves? Will he get ahead of the Sauber? Yes, he does. By half a second improvement. That is very good. Right, so we see who's further on the track. Let's watch a bit of Coward, I think. I think the Red Bull is about to cross the line, or has. If so, he would not have improved. He does improve by a few tenths, but still stays 9th. What can Coward do? I'm sure he will be wanting to get that pole position, try and get ahead of Hurricane. What can he do? Improves by 7 tenths of a second. And that is the soft tyres to the hard tyres. The Hasters gets up to 10th. Charlie gets up to 2nd. Hurricane takes that back. What a lap from the Ferrari. Cyrax jumps up to 4th. Matt jumps up to 5th. Zebra, unfortunately, the Atomics didn't go out, and he's lost out massively here. Smithy across the line. Where's he finish? 3rd. Outstanding lap from the McLarens. That is very good news for Hurricane to have his running mate with him. However, a second off from 1st to 3rd. Those two are pitching it out there. Fortunate by Kearns from the Red Bull, Agent Terror. Not too bad from Cyrax. Very good lap from Charlie, considering he only had one opportunity to do it. But 3rd and 5th tied by a 10th of a second. And 3rd and 6th tied by just a tiny bit more than that. So very close going into the sprint quali with that with the midfield of the grid. So yeah, should be a very good sprint race to happen to come. I don't think the drivers do leave. I think they should. I think they stay. So it should be quite quick getting this underway. Before we then leave for qualifying, and then I think we might also leave for the race, just to avoid desyncing with the other drivers and either drivers just disconnecting or falling through the track floor, which we've had a few errors in the past, which have gone down to decide championships potentially. So. I think this would be setups we might be doing. I'm not fully sure, or we're just waiting. There we go. It was. An important start for the Red Bull if he wants to fight for this championship. Currently in third, but all of his title contenders are ahead of him, so that'll be interesting to see. Both Hasses at the back, so let's have a look at tyres. Atomics on the hards, everyone else on the mediums. That'd be interesting to see as well. Does medium tyres play off? I'm not sure, but I don't blame him, to be honest. I'll keep it on. You should see where Atomics is, especially if anyone's got any damage. This is not the race you want damage on, because there are no mandatory pit stops in the sprint race. Going on with Formula 1 rules, yeah. So if you do, you're going to be taking a 20-second hit, which is basically a 20-second penalty, which you do not want to see at all. I think because it's only Atomics, it should be fine. Oh, there we go. But no, again, I think they should be quite feisty, because again, it's not, the points on offer isn't massive compared to the race, but then if you get damaged, you don't want your title contender getting 8 points on you, which would allow them to come second to you, and I think they're still getting points on you. So again, a DNF here. The point between first and second isn't much at all, but if you DNF, that's a race win that you need to get back. Again, no one's had any collisions with each other, so should be a feisty start with everyone doing well. Where is Luigi coming in? Luigi should be lining up soon. Again, these type strategies don't really matter too much. No one's going to be pitting. So he lines up. Get as much tyre warmth as he can. Should have the 5 red lights coming on any moment. There we go. We have 5 red lights out, and underway we go. McLaren's switch place. Hurricane has a terrible start. Getting challenged by both, gets squeezed out. And he's got damage. With Cyrax. Contact Hurricane and Cyrax. Hurricane out! Hurricane's out! Matt up to third. Great start by Matt. Cyrax down to 7th. Hurricane is out. Terrible start for Hurricane. Got swamped into the midfield. People going 3 or 4 abreast. And yeah. Didn't even make the first sector. Wow. championship leader out of the sprint race. Red Bull's fallen down 2 positions on track. Not great start for Zebra. Atomics managed to get back up to 6th, I believe. Again, we'll see if anybody starts pitting here. Ooh, very close between the Red Bull and the Mercedes as Atomics goes wide. They all go wide. No one pits. Contact between the Red Bull and the Mercedes. Don't think that will cause a puncture. Already a few gaps coming between. The Atomics on that hard tyre. Squeeze around, manages to stay ahead going on the outside, and that front wing gone from Zebra. Don't think we'll be able to, but let's just see if it's driving. It's not, doesn't seem too bad. But as we've just seen, Cyrix gets ahead of the Sauber. Those hard tyres are not doing him well at the start of this race. Cyrix just needs to get ahead. DRS should be enabled, so we should see a fight back. As Zebra... Oh, what's going on? Luigi and Zebra fighting it all out. Does he have enough speed? I'm sure they'll all be deploying their batteries, trying to overtake on this main straight. Squeezed out. Goes wide. Cyrix on the outside. Good driving by both of them. Atomics is ahead. Or he doesn't. As they all go wide. Cyrix going around the outside. Manages to stay ahead. Big gap though, which the Ferraris will be very happy about. Luigi goes wide and loses every single position here. Oh! And Zebra spins or gets contact. Atomics are 1.2, might have been between those two. Hard tyres not working well. We'll back up into the points. Should allow Cyrix to get ahead and run away now with a 1 second gap, no DRS. Then for the Sauber, only 10 laps of this race. This little helicopter cam, I think this is. Very nice. Already 2 seconds, which he's got damage. Must be floor, as he hasn't come into pit, but again, I think pitting automatically means you go out of the point, so I'm not sure that the news do that. Agent Terra should have a very good line on the Sauber, so I think the Sauber will probably end the race out of the points. As little J-Fan's probably deploying all his battery. Yes he is. Should be 3 wide going in. Little J-Fan. Oh! Going wide. The Red Bull stays with him. Almost loses out to J-Fam, or neck and neck with Luigi. Manages to stay ahead. Meanwhile, Coward is up, and J-Fam spins going on that corner. That is him dropped all the way out of the points. The Zebra note will now be onto him. Agent Terra loses that second gap. Oh no, he has got DRS, but even so, I think Luigi might have him. Going around, yeah, Luigi goes on the inside, gets position from the Red Bull driver. 4 seconds between each other, so Cyrix manages to stay out, but J-Fam and Zebra must have had contact going into the S's. I think Zebra was trying the overtake. Agent Terra close to Luigi, as they should both have DRS as they continue to fight Atomics for the last few points playing positions. It's turned out to be quite a nice sort of sprint race, to be honest. I think Atomics being on the hard tyres has kind of made mini races as Agent Terror gets past Luigi, getting that final point. And can he stay close enough to the Sauber, who should start to be getting quicker and quicker as these tyres degrade and these guys start to get a bit slow. Just a bit slower. I think J-Fan's pretty much had this race so far. So is Zebra, so this is really for the points, and there's no one else really behind these guys, so he's still on a crash. Keeps him in the DRS, so that should help boost him close to Atomics. Whilst that gap still keeps getting bigger and bigger between the Sauber and the Red Bull ahead of him. GCOR is just staying in with this fight for seconds, as Smithy has a kind of little DRS train, but Matt is starting to fade away from him. Does he get DRS? I don't think Matt will. I think he's already gone past the DRS detection zone. We should start seeing DRS being open any minute now. No DRS. Well, there is for the Ferrari, so not very good for Matt at all. Manages to still stay with it, so Matt's definitely got a high speed setup on, or deployed a lot of his battery, which he's probably saved up for that. Luigi is starting to lose track with the Red Bull, doesn't have DRS on the straight. Meanwhile, Agent Terror is going at the Sauber, trying to get 2 points, which has been the most I think he's got from a sprint race. GCOR is starting to lose touch with his teammate. Just on that 9/10 barrier, he'll be pushing quite hard to make sure he keeps that DRS. Again, if anyone has contact now, they will just start falling back through the pack. Pitting is no real option here. There's no safety car options that will probably happen. Little J-Fam, I think, has just pitted. If you look at tyre life, yeah, he's just pitted. Again, he was going to be last anyway, so it's not a bad idea. Charlie's close to Matt, which I think Smithy is finally broke away from his DRS train, and Matt is now the sole recipient of it. Atomics must have damaged because those hard tyres aren't giving him any pace advantage over the medium runners, or if the mediums have just lasted that long. And Matt's straight line speed, and he's had a really good second sector, which has been perfect to just keep ahead of those two Ferraris. But they got a nice little gap to Cyrax behind them, so Agent Terror 3/10 behind. Again, he'll just be happy to keep increasing that gap from Luigi. 3/10 every single lap. What's the batteries like? 43, 65, 24. Matt's got a lot of battery, not surprised. Smithy's just trying to make sure that's over a second, but he'll probably start charging it up. And then Coward is living life, as he should be. Cyrus is dropping away from this pack, but again, Matt's going quite quickly and they're all going to have DRS on him, so I'm not really surprised about that. Agent Terror is falling into the clutches of Luigi. Got to make sure he stays within DRS of Atomics, if not, he'll be very much under pressure. Increases a bit of his battery charge, but they all have over that kind of section. It's a very nice way to get a lot of battery. And again, if you're coming to the end of the race, you want to have it. Oh, bit of a slide from Luigi. Won't mean much in terms of pace-wise, but you won't be able to get the overtake done because you won't be able to really put the pedal to the metal, as you can say. No, we got these two fights, 7th and 3rd, really, for the last podium. Position for the sprint race. Again, Charlie's last podium was in the first round at Australia. Apart from that, I don't think he's got a single one. So, for someone who was saying they were going to have a very good season, I think they'll both Matt and Charlie will have to be fighting quite hard. You're deploying as much of the battery as both can, both very much deploying. As you can see in the steering wheels. But Matt is just that straight line speed, no one can overtake him. That's worked out quite well for him. Went for a more race setup than quali, and he had the perfect restart to get in that podium position. Few races to forget for the classes at the moment, and for Zebra. Looked quite good in qualifying, up to a point, but unfortunately that hasn't translated to the main race. Can Charlie get Matt? DRS he should be able to, but no, still stays behind. I mean, they're both going for it. The battery looks quite low on this, so yeah, 24.35, so they're definitely pushing for it. So good defensive driving from Sauber and the Williams. Again, I think we'll just try and stay on Charlie, see if he gets any moves done, and then switch to the fight for points. Oh, Matt has just gone wide, and Charlie gets position for the podium. But Matt is boosting past. Doesn't have DRS, what Charlie does. Better still as the straight line speed, and will use most of his battery. And gets past. Does he? Yes, he does. How has Charlie let that happen? How has he? If he has battery in this is poor. No, he's used quite a bit of it. And somehow Matt still has more. Great defensive driving from Matt. Really good drive here. Again, I think Chaconas is just chilling there. I don't think he'll really get involved with the fight unless they're all on top of each other, but be more of if they crash into each other, at least one Ferrari will get on the podium if there's a collision. So, but no, they still stay in the same position that they were before. Red Bull staying tucked up quite nicely behind Atomic. Yeah, Atomic got damage. These hard tyres, he should be the fastest person at the moment, but I think he's far from it. But yeah, this man right here, I'm going into the last lap of the race. I think I just switch on this fight until he comes across the line, but Coward's been fantastic this race. Smithy's managed to redeem himself partially and picked up the points he needs to if he wants to stay in this fight, but always close. Charlie is right on the back of Matt, 10th between them. And Matt is that was very close between the Williams and the Ferrari. Bit of a slide in those corners. Is Charlie going to make a move? He's got the DRS. Probably clever just to stay behind. Yeah, I think he should have. Matt seems to go pretty much side by side. All the DRS will be deployed here. But someone's got the slipstream and the DRS. Side by side. Oh, there's contact! Charlie forcing his way ahead on Matt for the podium place. Chico's probably got the best view of this. Matt stays ahead, but Charlie's going for it. Charlie Should be get it. Oh, but Matt. Oh, it's close. I think Charlie's just about got it right at the end of the race. But Coward, what a spectacular race as he gains 8 points as championship rival. Crosses the finish line. Oh, there's contacts! Well played to both of them. Absolutely excellent driving, but Charlie managed to get that final podium place ahead of the Ferrari and the Williams. Goes Cyrax, and then that's been very close. Atomics, and then Red Bull get the last points playing positions. Then we have Zebra, who was unfortunate to drop out the points due to, I think, spins and collisions. Almost drops her right at the end. And then here comes little J Fam, still in sector 2. Let's just get up to the leader. He almost very much got lapped, which is quite awkward. Which is why we've got to wait here and see him cross the line. But no, very good race. Very close for that podium position. I think there'll be quite heated discussion as... Oh, quite a nice discussion between Charlie and Matt so far. Between the two drivers, but... Seems like J-Fam is in AI mode as he crosses the line. And it was Matt apparently who led to Hurricane's DNF apparently. But yeah, very good, very interesting for the championship. Well done to Coward, who now takes the lead of the championship. And even if Hurricane wins, I think if Hurricane wins and Coward's second, we're right next to each other. Wow, that's quick by Coward. So that's fastest lap by over a second. Yes, just Mr. Kona's been the second one. Second fastest lap. Well, I think we'll be waiting for qualifying in the main race. I think everyone's probably going to leave now. Just waiting for the all clear from Traconas. We should see most people start to leave though. Hurricane has been watching the stream. Very nice. Debate whether this lobby will be reset or not. Everyone leave. You see. So off we go. Not surprised. Stop the desyncs from happening. But no, that's a pretty good sprint race to be honest. We don't normally have them as good as that. So good little fight for the podium. So yeah, right, I'm just gonna get ready for the qualifying and the main race. I will see you guys when qualifying starts. we should now be back for short qualifying. We have 13 drivers compared to the time we had for normal, or 12 towards the end of it. Rocky should be the Aston Martin driver, as he is the Haas driver, reserve driver, but J-Fan apparently was signed. So, yeah, should be quite an interesting race. Obviously, Hurricane needs to win this. They kind of not have a bad championship run. To kind of, you know, and again, I think for a number of wins, it's only main race wins, so if Hurricane wins this, he goes back to the front of the championship on number of race wins, which is one difference. So, yeah, it should be an interesting qualifying session, and one that will be quite important. Especially, he'll need to bounce back. If I haven't said this already, if you're watching this, please subscribe. That means you can see the streams when they come out, because if you're not fully tuned in for the 6:30 stream start time, you might miss it, and you know, you can't be missing this, can you? Let's just have in pits. But no, yeah, it should be quite interesting to see how the Aston Martin works, see what everyone goes on tyres wise. I think the mediums was probably pretty good, so I think tyre will be less than people thought it might be, due to Atomic's not having a nice time on those hard tyres, but I think he might have got damage as well, because he was, what, 3rd or 4th fastest in qualifying? Before he forgot to come out and do a second lap, so it'll be interesting to see where everyone turns out, but I think the main person you'll get to focus on will be Hurricane, because yes, it needs to be a big qualifying session for him to get back on pole, if not front row alongside Coward, and get a good start compared to the poor start he had previously. But I think a race after a sprint race, everyone's kind of, there should be less mistakes, and everyone kind of knows what fuel loads to go on and what tyres look best if they haven't already done their own race preparation laps beforehand. Oh, you can see the first corner in the distance there. I see the elevation change around COTA as we start the first lap for the Aston Martin. Right on board. Not too bad, doesn't cut the curb too much unfortunately, but no, it should be pushing straight away, I think. Not bad on the curbs. You can keep the throttle down. I think this area you want to be on the curbs as much as you can. Let's see, I think that was a Ferrari getting out of the way. Out and then full rotation. Not fantastic rotation, but he's lining himself up pretty good for a nice straight going on here. Another, I think the Ferraris are doing slipstreams, as you can see on the map bottom right. Goes for right. Not loads of curb on this, you could probably cut the corner a bit more. Not too bad on this one. I'm going to get full rotation to go straight round this corner. Cut that as much as you can. And then full right. So you can be as wide as you can going into this corner here, get as much on the curb, perfect. Then full right, and then left now. You need to get much more curb on that. And then cross the line on 136, 132 for Charlie Dorr. Not surprising. Who's next? Coming across the line. Zebra goes faster. Everyone's kind of looking in now. And we should see McLaren, which should be Smithy. 132.566, not the fastest from him. That's the same time he did in Q1. No, just starting his lap. Matt 133.1, not great from Matt at all. But it is a first lap and they should be able to do more laps anyway. So, not too bad from him, but medium tyres for Agent Terror. Everyone has fresh softs, so that is intriguing. I think this should be Hurricane. There you go, nice lot of curb usage from second in the championship. Again, a lot of speed there, a lot of curb usage. And then goes left here, gets a shed at a curb, cuts the corner a bit. That's what you want to do, and then gets a pole. So, that's now I roughly know what I'm on about. 34.5 Agent Terror. And Coward, half second, pretty much quicker than Hurricane. Who's next? I think it's going to be Chaconas. No, Messi, he's outbraked himself there. He's going to lose quite a bit of time. Not bad last corner, but he's going to be kicking himself for that one. Down to 7th, Cyrax. It's messed up here. I'm assuming he'll be pitting as well. Yes, he will be. Wonder if he's on another lap. Doesn't seem like it. No, yeah, he's got no ERS. I think everyone's going to be coming in now. Cautions in those sectors. I think everyone's going a bit slow. Might run the fuel a tiny bit. But yeah, not great for the Red Bull and the Aston Martin so far. But second, at least, off the Red Bull of the Ferrari, who's going to improve because he had a bad final sector. So not great for Agent Terror, but goes again. This must be a second fast. Doesn't get loads of curb there, too much in the exit there. Back in the corner tight. Only car out on track so far. Everyone else is in the pits. Should be hugging that corner a bit more. You know, skate across those, like mini chicane. Go from a certain direction. Charlie's doing his second lap. Again, not getting loads of curb on either way, so not great into that long straight. Smithy coming out now, so yeah, a lot of the grid will be coming out to do their second flying laps. We'll go full left, get decent curve there. 3/10 improvement. Right around, should be getting loads of curb there, not loads. See when Hurricane did it, he's grabbing loads of it, going around those kind of corners where there's no kind of sausage curbs. Full on it, left, not bad, and then you want a nice full left lock, you want to be create as much that left curb as you possibly can. Then straight down, 4/10 improvement, not bad, but should also see about a second improvement on this new tyres if he's going to have a nice qualifying session and need to get around quickly. I think Charlie was out first, so again, he's been pretty good today, Charlie, which is nice to see. Again, he had that really good qualifying lap in sprint quali, so interesting to see how he does. As he starts his second lap. Left, gets the curb, gets the other one, very nice. as much of the curbs as you can get on his asses. Very nice. There you go, that's what I'm talking about. When you're talking about getting on those curbs, this is how you want to be doing it, especially in this kind of like mini chicane bit. You're going to be almost eating them up. Again, he gets both curbs. There as well, he's cutting up a bit of distance. Saving himself time. Is that... These guys are good at this. And then Chick moves out the way. I've never seen chicanos do that before, but that's how times change. 3/10 up. Yeah, he's had a nice lap so far, Charlie. Not great in that corner, but on full right. There you go, as much of that curb as you can. Aggressive left. Doesn't overshoot. Aggressive left. Eats all the curb. Then short it'll run to the line. Yeah. Not bad, but it was that kind of slide that he had which should have put him off. Another 2/10 up by Smithy. Who else have we got coming across the line? Cowards, no. Zebra coming into the pits. There's Cyrex. Who's that? Just finished his lap. Not a great lap from him. But he's got enough time to do another one, so he's saved his blushes. 3/10 up for Matt. 4/10 up. Just gets ahead of Cyrex, but I'm sure there's more time on the table. Is this Rocky starting his first lap? Yes it is. And then that's Coward coming across the line. Slightly up on his lap, but another 10th up. And that final sector I think he got as well. It's a very good job. Hurricane slightly up from his middle sector. Might have made a little mistake in that final. And Chicane's going to be getting a lovely... Would have got the lovely strip stream from his teammate. Have them both out. Lovely bit of curb there. Not bad, hasn't fully messed it up like I think he did in Spagoli going left. Not great turning, but it's not bad to 3/10 up. Yeah, he's going into the pit, same with Charlie. We should have the Station Terror coming across the... No, it's not. That's going to be Cyrex. He pits. Who else is coming across? That's Matt will be pitting next. And there's Rocky, I think. Yes, it is. So yeah, a lot of drivers out on track at the moment. Very busy time, but that's very good. Perfect, Mike's working. Comes across the line, bit tentative, gets a decent amount of curb. What's going on? He's on medium tyres. He used half his DRS, so he's obviously... I'm confused, and I don't really care. I think we've got the Red Bull. No, Haas is out again. I don't know if they've got technical issues or not, but I think we'll just have to wait and see how it goes for them. No, Haas is out again. Ferrari's going slow. That's going to be Chico Naz. Getting a lot of curb on that. First one on the softs. Want to get a lot of curb there. They got mini country cane going for that angle. Not great. Okay, this is the track where you want the curb. This like Singapore, it's such like nice flat curbs. You want to get as much, especially on like a qualifying lap when tyre wear is not really an issue. He's a lot of his DRS, or ERS, sorry. Decent amount of curb there, bit of a bump. 2/10 up, not a great lap then, considering he's changed tyre, but so an alright amount of curb there. Going right, hiking the right, yeah. Hike as much as you can. Stay there, come through to the left. Stay right, left. This is the curve, fortunately for him. 3/10 improvement, not bad, but Hurricane's out early, very early for Hurricane. He wants to get that lap done and have a pretty much clear track. He should get around before everyone else starts coming out the pit lane, which I think Zebra's come out. And we're seeing a bit of movement. I think, yeah, JFam's coming out. I think we should start seeing Atomics come out as well. There we go. But I think we'll watch the championship leader coming into this race on his out lap and then for his flying lap. So that should be quite nice to watch and see how he does. Again, only Agent Terra's, I think he's on a cooldown lap there, so he'll be pitting, and I think he's missed it, which is a shame for him. He's gone out really early then, so very confused with the running plan, but who am I to judge? I'm not out there. Start getting a bit faster. What the? This is ERS gone. Has he left it on by accident? Oh no. That's interesting. Too smart curb. Yeah, everyone's out on track, so perfect timing by him to get a nice clean track. Decent amount of curb, both 3 times, 4th. Follows it around. That's the last second. Eats a lot of it. Eats a lot again. That's the first sector for you, really. Left a bit early, get that, and then you should be able to get them both. Bit of up of oversteer for him, but I don't think he can complain too much. Again, his ERS isn't too bad. You can see in the little little yellow box. His steering wheel, use most of it now. Decent amount, gets the curving, goes wide a bit. Might outbrake himself by a tiny bit, but yeah, hasn't improved as much as he wanted to have. Grabs not as much from the curb there, and then full right lock. Again, not fantastic by him. It's loose of the curb there, bit there as well. Yeah, 2/10 improvement. Pardon me. Agent Terra's DNF'd. Ah, shame. I think JFam's coming. No, that's Luigi. No, that is JFam. Oh no, it's Zebra. Zebra, yeah, improves, I think, a bit. Goes very wide, does the Haas. Will not be good for his lap time. Atomic shoots up to 4th. Gets out of Rocky, not a great lap time for him. This should be Luigi's coming through there, which means that's Cowards coming across the line. The whites and the things aren't helping. 2.5 improvement. Smithy coming across the line. Doesn't really improve. Luigi comes across the line. Gets 11th. Cyrax 3rd. 8/10 improvement. 2,000th of a second faster than Charlie. Well, Chaconas. Decent lap by him. Doesn't change, but I think his lap still improves. Yeah, 9th for Chaconas. Can we see in the replay? No, we cannot. Yeah, Sykes just manages to get into third. But yeah, big gap after the Ferrari. Massive. How quick is he? 24.6, so he's half a second faster in the first sector. And similar, first sector. Monstered through it. Same as Cyrax in similar time. And then just lost 4/10 in the last, and then quite a bit in the middle. So, I mean, Coward is qualifying. God, at some points he is fantastic at qualifying. That is like his strong point. But yeah, only one DNF, but I don't think that really matters going into the main race, which we're going straight into, which is quite nice for a change. Not leaving for to reset the lobby just because it's a sprint weekend and they were more likely to take the risk. I don't know why we do it. Well, we don't do it normally, but I don't make the rules, so. And if Chiconis does watch this back, I'm voicing it now. Formation up, and oh! Coward! No. Who the hell was that? The Zebra! The Zebra's had a massive spin, I think. No, it was Rocky. Rocky and Cyrax. I've had contact, which means they're gonna have very cold tyres. Which is, I think, probably the last thing Cyrax would have wanted. So I was a bit asleep for the warm-up lap. Smithy jumps ahead. That's noticed. But yeah, Coward and Hurricane. You've seen this before. I think just a clean getaway for Hurricane. He should be kind of protected almost by the Red Bull's disqualification. Again, Coward's keeping the pack quite close, but there's no need to. You just do it anyway. Just because it's all about getting that maximum. Sorry about that, just a bit tired. Maximum tyre temperature going into it, because you mess up your tyres a little bit just to get that good start. Because especially for Cowards, you want to get away, no damage, no stuff getting in the way. But how the hell is 13th and 4th and 3rd? Out of contact. Pardon me, sorry about this, guys. I have no idea. I don't really want to know. You know, I saw a car spinning, but I couldn't identify which car it was. So, that's a bit of a shame. I think I was going fast in there, he's going to have to... There's the Red Bull. Again, slamming your brakes. Brakes probably the best way of getting tyre temperature. You want to be heavy braking. You want the inner surface of the tyre. No damage, but how the Red Bull's gone too far into his box. And out. 5 red lights coming on at Kota before the 6 lights are off, and we are a go. RX. Charlie's gotten ahead, but he's managed to probably get ahead on the outside. Gets pushed wide. Makes a claim in the middle of the track to make sure he does not lose any more positions for him. Not too bad considering his bad start. We haven't even looked at tyres. I do. Quite a few people on hard tyres. The fact that the X4 are all on hard tyres will probably save Cyrax, but it's an interesting thing, especially on cold tyres. Matt is soaring up the field. Smithy is dropping. These hard tyres are not working for him at all. Already dropped about 2 or 3 places, which we don't want to see. Already a second between Hurricane and Coward. Coward has found his groove around this circuit. This is going to be about a 15-point gap the way it stands between these two, or 14-point gap due to the lead that Hurricane had. But anything silly into turn 1? Can we see? No, we can. Rocky's gained quite a few positions. Zebra, what has happened to Zebra? Fighting with the Red Bull. This is not what we'd like to see from the Mercedes driver. Again, had a decent qualifying, he's just dropped down like a stone. Soft tyres for the Aston Martin. It caused a bit of chaos. Cyrus drops 2 positions in the opening lap due to cold tyres. While Smithy has damage. Goes straight into the pits on hard tyres. That is probably the worst tyre you want to pit off of. Just because you probably make the calculated risk. Cyrex falling down the order, down the pack order. Luigi up to 7. This is quite a turnaround for the Haas driver. Again, he's got the race pace that you'd expect him to have, but even still, we've got, let's have it, up 4, Cyrex down 3. Biggest loser apart from Smithy and Zebra. Zebra down 5, started 7th. Now is 12th. Racing Terror out the points. Rocky's gone up 3. So has JFam. Cyrex on the hunt against the Williams. They were very close to each other though. Again, the hard tyre runners have all kind of dropped down. Atomics has dropped down. Meantime, Matt has gained a shellload of positions here. He's done fantastically well. How many? Up 4, started 8th, now up to 4. He's overtaken all of the hard tyre runners. Zebra's got his groove back. Rocky's dropped down to out of the points where I don't think he'll really improve from. The Red Bull is fighting the Mercedes. Oh, there's a bit of a slide on that curb. He's taking a bit too much of it there. These guys need to fight it out. Charlie Doe is going to start pressuring his old teammate, his actual boss. As Hurricane does own, or his team principal of Ferrari after taking over 2 or 3 seasons ago, I think it was. So, but these guys have had one of the most successful partnerships in GCOR history. So this is back. Luigi's, they're all kind of fighting each other. Cyrus is dropping away, but Charlie Doe got the podium right at the end. What can he do? I mean, he's had the pace this season, he's just really not done well on the points part of it. It's been poor, so it'd be interesting to see what happens. Does have DRS. Let's see how much ERS Hurricane will probably use. Stays roughly within a second of Hurricane. Bit of a slide. Luigi getting ahead of Cyrex. Hard tyres not working for any of the runs at the moment. I'm not sure. I'm surprised any of them are running the hard tyre considering how bad it was for Atomics. Even more surprised Atomics chose to stick with them. Obviously thought they might help him in the race. Cyrex is now fighting with the Ferrari. Dropped down from, was it, I think he was what, 3rd? Or 4th? He was 3rd at the start of the, he was 3rd. He was where he needs to be to help fight for this championship, and it's all kind of gone away from him at the moment. It's really not looking good for him at the moment, but we carry on. Rocky's dropping time. Smithy is catching up a bit. Zebra is fighting, gets ahead of the Haas. Atomics, I think, wants to get back at Matt, but Matt's been pretty good today. Decent defensive driving. Fortunately, lost it right at the last lap to Charlie Doe, who now sits ahead of him. Luigi, very good start. This is the kind of performances we were hoping to see from Luigi when he started to turn back up. Zebra 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. That is 4 times he's cut corners. He's done that every lap, it looks like. Can we have a little look at Race Director? incident. C-track limits lap 3, lap 3, lap 4, and then, yeah. Very bad from Mercedes driver. Jacona's on Cyrax. He could go for a double move. Cyrax manages to get ahead. Quite aggressive by Cyrax. But Jacona's the kind of guy, he might give you a bit of space, you know. He's not fighting for any championships, and he's been quite vocal about how impressive Cyrax has been this season, so I wouldn't be surprised to see Chacona to kind of like stay out of the way. He doesn't want to get any damage. Nuiti's dropping back, Cyrax will be onto him now. Doesn't seem to have any ERS. He's been fighting for his life. He needs to be harvesting as much as he can. 100% for Atomics. He's saving it all. He's saved it all. He's ready. He's ready to fight Max. Sorry, Matt. Fortunately, Max Verstappen is not racing. Just seeing the Rebel is on the tail of the Haas. Rocky. It's not been a good start for him, has it? Honestly, Atomics, this should be an overtake. He's using quite a bit of his DRS. Cyrax is getting the move done on Luigi. Tyres up to temperature. He seems to be up to temperature. Side by side as they go through the corner. Stays in it. Can Jaconas get a little look at this? No, he cannot. Bit of contact, I believe. See Jaconas trying to be a bit fortunate. No overtakes happen. Oh, apart from Asian Terror gets one on JFAM. Can we see a move done by Cyrax? Does he go far left? That's normally the way you do it around Kota. Bit wide by Luigi. Kyle running away with it. Charlie's dropped off quite a bit from Hurricane. He's got DRS at the start of the race. I think Atomic's is probably going to get the overtake done on Matt first. There we go, you can see him using quite a lot of his ERS. Such telemetry on. Cyrax ahead. Jacona's ahead. Very nicely done, but oh! Luigi is onto it. Luigi wants that position back. These two are going to fight for it. Oh, and part of Luigi's front wing has come off. Barge board of Luigi has come off his car. Not what we want to be seeing happening for Luigi. That would be a drop of aerodynamic points. Or 0.8 off. We might even start seeing this. Yeah, you might start seeing either tyre dropping off. Lap 7 of the race, so this is what you might expect it to happen potentially, but I think it's more of a drop off due to battery. But Cyrax gets ahead. Hard tyres will start to kind of kick in now. So important moves by Cyrax to get ahead before these guys pit. How has Matt managed to get all that ERS back? I do not know. Matt's defending for his life. Thomas is overtaking for his life. Yeah, you've got to go all in. Get the move done. It's been cooking for quite a while now. Gets done. Atomics is ahead of Matt. Very well fought between the two of them as well. Zebra. Luigi is dropping down. We've seen his tyres start to fall off a tiny bit. Agent Terra and the Haas are fighting. Glitching around. Which is always hard to fight. Not great camera view, so we'll just do it ourselves. Agent Terra back in the points. We'll probably see Luigi wait out a front wing change till it's time to come in for the tyres. Atomics is going to be chasing down Charlie Door now. This is the window where the hard runners will be starting to be quite a bit faster than their medium runners counterparts, so they've gone through their putter pain. Oh, I apologise for the metal rattles. This is my tactical drinks bottle break. So, but yeah, Atomics starting to get close. Chacona's starting to lose time to the Cyrax. No DRS. Both on low batteries, so Nick can go for Cyrax. Charlie's in a slight bit of trouble. He's got two very fast drivers who want to overtake him. It's personal for one. These two are continuing to fight. And they make contact. The Rebel wants that position. They make contact again, and JFAM is spun round. Resets to track. Front wing pretty much broken though. And Agent Terra lives to fight another day. Atomics is coming for Charlie. He wants that podium back. Seems like he did have damage during that sprint race, because Atomics is on fire on these hard tyres, which is probably why he chose him, because he loves them. Yeah, JFAM pits. He has had damage from his encounter with Agent Terra, living up to his name. Very close. And yeah, I think Atomics will be up into the podium positions before the medium tyres are done. And again, he's kept on high battery. Sorry for the little mic issues. Well, Cyrax owns an on Max. Up back to 5th. Gets that position back. Matt is starting to, and the medium tyres are starting to drop off now. Mike still works as well, which is what we want to hear. Matt, sorry, I keep saying Max, I don't know why. But yeah, hard tyres are now starting to come back in for those who fell back quite dramatically towards the start of the race. They've now completed the amount of laps it was for the sprint race, or on to the final lap of the sprint race, so this is where we get into the unknowns of tyre length and tyre wear. Matt's starting to drop back, so is Charlie, about reasonable paces from their hard tyre counterparts. Should see Cyrax starting to gain a bit more pace now on Charlie Door. Need to see how much tyre wear all these guys have saved as well. Yeah, 1 second mark broken for both Matt and Charlie. Charlie will be looking backwards now compared to forwards. There's a Red Bull on the rampage. Everyone's starting to kind of be low on ERS, which I'm not surprised. It's Chacona's Zebra now. They'll be looking upwards as well, so both Matt and Chacona's. even with this 2-second penalty. Smithy's looking to get back at the Red Bull, which we should see him overtake any minute now. Again, Smithy's done all the demands that he needs to do in terms of different tyre compounds. Overtakes the Red Bull. No, ask Agent Terra is fighting it. I think the McLaren will have the last laugh on that one. Chicona's closing in on Matt, while Cyrex closes in on Charlie, who's dropped back quite a bit. Again, we've got quite a good competitive midfield here, so it's probably one of the better midfielders we've had in a long time. It's just the fact that Coward and Hurricane are monsters compared to us, and Coward has been very good in this stint so far. That made a nice little gap with Hurricane. I think this man will be the one trying to make the moves. All got similar ERS levels. And also, as pit stops start to occur, we should see everyone start to maybe use a bit of their battery, I don't know. Because you gain about, I always think about 30% during a pit stop, so you don't want to waste ERS. Can Chaconas get the move in on Matt? Yes, he can. Waited and took his time, but Chaconas gets up to the 6th. Matt goes from 4th back down to 7th, and it's looking like it might be down to 8th, as it does not look good for the Williams driver and the Williams team. And whilst one Red Bull moves up, whilst one Ferrari moves up, we could see a Ferrari move down in the next couple of laps, as Cyrex as well is heading in. Yeah, I think that move is pretty much already done. That Zebra Hall, I think Zebra will be looking to carry it on. Cyrex gets ahead of Charlie Dorr, up into 4th. Both quite low on the ERS levels. I think Charlie Dorr's going to start losing ground here, so Cyrex has kind of overcome the difficulties he had starting on the hard tyre by ending the stint up. He can start saving a bit of ERS. A bit like Adonis has done, a bit like the 3 of them. And Hurricane! A late charge by Hurricane at the end of the stint. Almost within a second of his championship rival. And he'll need to make up for the errors that he had in the sprint race. Big push by Zebra. He'll want to get ahead of the Ferrari. As he does, Chaconas does not fight it at all. Bit of love between maybe him and his former team, but I think everyone could see that move was coming anyway. And again, you just have to 3-second penalty, so as long as you can step behind him. But and yeah, the hard tyre seems to have come true towards lap 12 as people start to pit. Coward goes in for the undercut, as Hurricane takes the race lead. Only 6/10 between them, so that's something to kind of watch out. Yeah, exactly about 6/10. So all the medium tyres runners are coming in. Chicona stays out because his teammate's just gone in. Matt pits. Luigi pits. Smithy pits. Nope. Agent Terror already pitted. Charlie Dorr! Charlie Dorr! He's put the wrong compound on! He's put on Inters! Has he just ruined his race? Yeah, I can't quote Matt's gaining on him. I think Matt might even get him the slap of the way. Heartbreak for Charlie Dorr. It can't be rain because no, everyone else has pitted and not gone onto it. So if it was gonna rain, you wait. Yep, 2 seconds there were between the two of them, and Matt's pretty much gonna overtake Charlie. Race over for the Ferrari. No, he's gonna use about 6 seconds to slap to everyone else. He's just gonna have to pit again. And it's looking like Chaconas. It'd be interesting to see what happens with him, because either he stays out or lets Charlie pit. He stays out. I think he has to. Oh, it's 15 seconds, but Charlie Door slipping and sliding. What has happened? Two Mercedes switch paths. Very nicely done between the two of them. Charlie Door stays out. Is that rain? It is rain. It's rain. And that is looking very good for the hard tyre runners. Because I think Charlie should have maybe have waited. That's why Chaconas didn't pit. That is why Chaconas didn't pit. Aiden Terra pits. What's he going on to? It is raining. Does he go on to Inters? He's broken his front wing. And goes on to Inters. Hurricane has played a blinder here. He's chucking it. The rain is falling at the desert in Texas. I think Hurricane's the nearest one to the pits. Does Hurricane pit? I don't think yet. Matt gets Smithy. Hurricane pits. The race leader is pitting. But what does he pit on? Cyrax, 3 second time. Inters. Inters again. Everyone is pitting onto Inters. The rain has fallen at the worst possible time for Coward. This is a nightmare for him. He will have to pit again. He will have to get off those tyres. A hard tyre is the worst tyre to be on. Both Red Bulls are taking the gamble. Pit goes Smithy onto Inters. Medium tyre runners just going to have to see how quickly they can go as Charlie Door is spinning. Is Inters the right tyre? Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. I think these guys might should have stayed out. I think Chaconas is going to play a blinder here. It is, yeah, the rain needs to hammer it down for Hurricane because he's losing time. Remember, these guys were 0.6 seconds apart. It is 9 seconds to 11 seconds between the two. 11.5. 11.8. They blundered. The Inters was a false call. The McLarens, it's not looking good for them. Chaconas does pit. But I do not know. No, he's onto Inters. I mean, he's waited a decent time. No, it should have been this early, but I'm so confused. I have no weather radar. Midget Matt is our tester. He's gaining on Hurricane. It's not 13.5 seconds between between Hurricane and Coward. What is going on? We need to know. My mind is boggled here. It just seemed to be slower. Why is everyone pitted? We have no drivers in the chat. We have no clue what's going. Do we check the paddock chat? Is anybody freaking out? What is going on? It's already 14 seconds. 14.5. Why have they pitted? I don't know. I'm so confused. I don't know what to say, to be honest. 80, it's like 15 seconds already. And these guys are all going to be quite heavily worn inters because the inters drop like a stone when they're on dry tyres. Matt's pitted again. Oh yeah, Matt did pit up for mediums before. Same that Charlie did. I don't think it's been a bad idea. Cyrex is dropping. Hurricane's dropping. That's now 17 seconds behind. Atomics has done well here, staying out. Yeah, on the 16 lap old tyres, same as Zebra. Chair's dropped. Smithy's, it's not looking good for him. Same has Charlie, and so has the Ferraris. Why did the hard tyres drop? I'm so confused. It's still raining, but it hasn't rained as much as I thought it would. And I generally don't. I think they should have pitted. I think they should have pitted. Cower pit. What is Cower doing? Because he would be thinking, how much grip do I have? I don't want to bin it. Inters. Sector 3! Zebra's good. So these guys are pitting now. It's going to be close between them. Matt stays out. Yeah, Matt. I don't know why. Hurricane is still losing time to Atomics. This is why you need to tune in to the streams. You know, we have. This is why, because I am so confused. Why have these people pitted? They pit onto a slower tyre. Or is Hurricane just slow? Well, Matt's gained time. See if Hurricane does. Maybe Coward's just super fast. The Coward's gaining a lot of time on Atomics. I think Atomics needs to pit now. He comes into pit then, yeah. It's good seeing the gap Coward's been doing on him. I think it's just on the crossover though. I think they've just become faster. Charlie's also been on 5 laps on these inters. They've not been that quick. They've been slow for like 4 laps. And he's lost a lot of time. He's lost a lot of time during that. So why has he done this? I do not know. I think it is inter time. But look at Atomics. Atomics was nowhere near these guys. And he's now come out first. And Atomic had to bet anyway because he didn't even pitch yet, so. He could win this race though. You never know what happens. Matt's close to Hurricane. What we need is for Rocky to bin it. Do us a favour, bring out the safety car and we can see what's really happening here. Because I'm really confused. I'm very confused with what's happening here. These guys are fighting. Go on, Atomic stays ahead. Go on. You're using a bit of ERS. Sling it around the outside. And then at the inside... Oh, he's lost position. Oh, and he's sliding. He's slipping and sliding. And Agent Terror has... What is Agent Terror doing? What is Agent Terror doing? We will never know. He's gone back onto hards. Why is he on hards? Matt's going to be on for inters, right? Matt's like pitted at like a reasonable time. So is Atomics. He left it like 1 lap late, but he was 8th, yeah, struggling for 9th. He's come out 6th. He's getting 2 or 3 positions from this. Zerex hasn't lost any positions. And he's got the freshest tyres on the grid. Midget Matt has played the weather forecast perfectly, in my opinion. He's gained 2 positions, and he's 6 seconds on the others when he was dropping. Matt, go, you know? Everyone's on inters. Agent Terror, I have no idea what that Rebel is doing. But this is a very confusing race. I wish I could have Jeff to speak to talk about the rain, but Coward loving it. I feel like Coward is that kind of guy that he's just gonna wet conditions, mixed change conditions. Let me guys show you a masterclass in driving in the wet. And he's getting like 1.8 seconds on a lap. And that man is fast. Rocky Boy pits onto inters. The Red Bull stays out. Charlie Dora is dropping off. He's on 7 lap old inters. He went way too early on this. He went 6 laps too early. He's pitting again. He's pitting. If he pits for new inters, this is poor. I hate to be so brutal, but he was the first one to pull the trigger. And all the ones that went early. He's on inters. He's on inters. There's been 2 laps where inters have been faster than the mediums. He's pitted the same amount of laps. He's pitted the same amount of times as Matt did. Right, because when Matt pitted for the mediums, he pitted for the inters. And he's lost like 30 seconds of time. Him going 6 laps early has lost him 30 seconds. He lost 5 seconds a lap. He was losing about 5 seconds a lap. These two are just scrapping over positions then. And somehow Smithy is still not. Yeah, Smithy pulled the trigger too early as well. Hurricane did. He said rain this lap when I was going to box because I know some medium, so I had to. Okay, so Gain did you dirty. Yeah, but oh, interesting enough. Jeez. I mean, it did. I get that, but it was still light rain though. You were the only person to go into Inters. You were the first person. Is what I'm gonna say, Mr. Door, but I thought the rain might have been saying it's gonna rain, because it did rain like a lap after. It was just really light rain. And I think you never kind of go early. If you're on 80%, you put early. Is that a safety car? Can we see safety car? I don't even know if DRS is enabled or not. I think it still might be. Is there a safety car? Is it a VSC? I don't see one out on track. VSC. So I assume VSC's over now. It's not been a good try for you as I've been Asian Tow, it's not been great. Hurricane's on for atomics, so I mean there's 3-second penalties, the others. What's happened to the Charlie Door! He spinned it! Charlie Door has spinned it! As if it couldn't get worse for the Ferrari man. He's absolutely sunk it into a wall. Yeah, don't give up, Agent Terror. Give yourself 3 races. 4 races. 4 races is my thought on it. I had 3 back-to-back DNFs, and then I came 7th at COTA. Everything changed. You know, I was gonna leave if I didn't get points that day. So you can't. Oh, he's got a break for it. Charlie Door's getting out of the points. How is Charlie Door getting out of the points? Tom's just fighting for his life. Jeez. Can Atomics do it? Well, I don't think he would anyway, but doesn't fight it at all. Oh, he does actually. In the last second, he just whacks him. Which is... That's enough for man to stay ahead. I think Luigi's closing in on Chaconas. Oh, the Ferrari's not having a good time with this rain. Luigi stays with him. Good defensive drive from Chaconas. But he might be going to 9th by the way this little scrap is looking. Oh! And no contact yet. Good driving between the two of these guys. There's a bit of a bump there, but I think Chaconas just stays out of the McLaren. Sector 3. Charlie Door's out. Safety car. Oh. Oh. Got a safety car. Oh, everyone's going to fit into us now. Charlie Door and his infamous safety car coming out. Everyone's pitting. Oh, I'm looking forward to this. This should be interesting. I mean, the 3-second penalties shouldn't impact it that much, I hope. Yeah, no teammates are close to each other to impact each other anyway. Cal's already out. Close between them, these two, but... very close. 1.55, so yeah, this shouldn't change much unless you somehow get it slow. Everyone's pitting in. Matt stays out. Matt is waiting for chaos. I love it. But yeah, they're not bailing out for those. He went early. 6 seconds for Atomics. Oh no. Oh no. Let's have a look at position change. Sykes on 2, Matt 4, Atomics at 4, Luigi at 4, Smithy done 4, Charlie done 8, Ichiro done 3. Not been good for them, but I think there's some chaos brewing. People to look out for dropping down is Midget Matt. And little J Fam's gonna get overtaken, I think. But I'm just gonna scrap. You gotta scrap. You know. Oh, all the messages are coming. At a great pace. My head's locked in. Yeah, the rain did kind of screw you over, Charlie. It was not good. Again, if it pays off, you look like an absolute genius. You know. Either you stay, if you go early and it rains and you do well, or you go out late, it doesn't rain that much. And like people like Matt and Atomics look very clever because Atomics prepared himself up because of the rain. So, yeah, I do think it kind of changes. Depending on all. Yeah, I think it's been a kind of tale of two options between with a lot of drivers who went early just didn't do well. And a lot of the drivers who did go late benefited. Even Coward somehow managed to do well like that, even though he pitted for hards and everyone else pitted for inters. But yeah, I guess Chick did quite well out of it because Charlie was the guinea pig, but I'm surprised. I don't know. I think that's having a teammate out. One's a guinea pig and you're going to see, but I'm surprised both McLarens went on it. Although Hurricane would have stayed out with Cow, would just done what he did. Depending on what Smithy said. Long safety car period. It won't be on for too much longer, so drivers will not be pitting. I don't know why JFAM's pitting because we got 2 laps left of this race, which means it's going to be mental and we're going to love it. So Chaconas and Smithy might get lucky, but I think 10th and 11th are kind of locked in on their positions. There we go, safety car in. I think the Ferrari is just going to get lucky. Yeah, he's locked in. The reason why is you can't finish a race on the safety car in the F1 game. I wish they did this in real life too, but we can't do that. So if there's 2 laps remaining, safety car, if someone smashes it into the wall, nothing happens. You know, no safety car, no red flag, probably just double wave yellows. But yeah, Coward can pretty much go whenever he wants now, so for the last 2 laps of the American Grand Prix, we are a go. Coward leads us across the line. And we go. Everything is up. for play now. Luigi's looking to fight. Little gaggle of cars behind Cyrex. Luigi sends a little sniff, but that doesn't get lucky. It's going to be full on push from these drivers with penalties. It's going to be full push. Sector 3. We're not in Sector 3, so we don't care. I mean, depending on DNS, it doesn't matter really. So it's looking at our map, which is not surprising at all. Yeah, these 3-second penalties are going to actually matter as well. At the moment, Atomics goes down to 9th. So Matt is currently in the podium position. That's why he stayed out. Cyrex is, yeah, Cyrex is at the, it's going to be 9th. Jesus. These guys have skipped corners. Zebra gets 3-second penalty in the first 4 laps of the race, and it's going to cost him 3 positions. Matt won't care. Matt won't care. Why should Matt care? He only cares about Luigi. Luigi's got a lot less ERS. Is Matt going to cook? I'm speechless. The Rebel Total hopes have gone. Rebel Total hopes have gone. And Atomics is 6. It will be 8.8 seconds behind, so he's currently fighting with Smithy. This is madness. And this is for a podium. Sorry, pushes Matt. Luigi's going to be on the podium. And he spins! Matt spins! Matt's out! Jacona's for the podium! No! Oh my god! Go we see Jacona's on the podium! Zebra's on the podium. Cyrus goes down to 8th. Zebra by 1 second. Zebra gets a podium. Oh my god. What an end to the race. The safety car period brought out from Charlie Tor has helped his teammate, which we've seen happen so many times already. So I'm in awe. Jeez, that is one of the craziest ends to a race that's happened in a while. And everyone's having a go because penalties. Those 3-second penalties could be massive. These 2 seconds, because we've seen the. I mean, I suggest to all drivers put in. Yeah, Charlie, this is very sus, but I think Ollie could remove some of these penalties. He's done it before, so if you're a driver who's got a penalty, I would query them because you never know. Mate, you did it, Charlie. You did it so many times with Hurricane, where it's got like a 15-second gap. There's 10 laps late, and you've just shoved it into the wall, mate. So, yeah, fair play, Zebra. I would do my driver of the day is Midget Matt. Midget Matt is my driver of the day. Thank you all. There's final things, but I think this might change. But yeah. See you in 2 weeks' time. Again, we're having a break from. We've got a 1 week break, and then I won't be here for the other one because I'm away. So, yeah.